Good morning, everyone. It's 9:30. We'll call the March 8th, 2022 meeting of the Millcreek Township Board of Supervisors to order. Would you please rise for the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there anyone in attendance wishing to offer public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications? Okay, we'll move on to approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors from February 22nd. Any comments or questions from the board?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from February 22nd's regular meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to approval of the bills. Any comments or questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the bills.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item, number 6, bids and quotations. First item is munitions and accessories, Millcreek Police Department. Mrs. Clear?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The Millcreek Police Department is currently putting in an order for ammunition and cartridges and pepper balls. Unfortunately, there has been a shortage going on, so they are looking to purchase the ammo for their practice and to make sure that they can keep themselves and other people safe. And that is for $38,538.20. And just so that we know that the practice is around $6,000, and then the duty portion of that is around $18,000. Some of this is also going to be paid for future with some grant money they received. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this purchase?
I'll make a motion.
And I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to the next items on the agenda, we have several vehicles that Public Works is going to be purchasing. Mr. Donikowski, would you mind running through those for us?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Sewer Department is seeking approval for 2 Chevy 2500 HD double cab pickup trucks from Holman Chevy for the price of $74,370. The garage is seeking approval to purchase a new 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cab from Holman Chevy for the price of $35,470. The Streets Department is seeking approval to purchase a new 2022 Chevy Silverado 2500 crew cab from Holman Chevy for the price of $40,855. And the Streets Department is also seeking approval to purchase a 2022 Chevy Silverado 3500 crew cab pickup. This is a diesel with a utility body on it for the price of $64,971. These prices all fall under CoStar's contract number 25-109, and it would be my recommendation to purchase all these vehicles from Holman Chevy for these CoStar's prices.
Thank you, Rob. Any comments or questions from the board?
I have a couple. Rob, are these replacing vehicles just due to age?
Yes, yes, they
et
are.
cetera?
All of them are replacing vehicles that we currently own.
Okay. And are these vehicles in stock, or is this something where we're going to have to wait?
They are
extend?
in stock at Holman's right now, yes.
Okay. Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Yes, motion to approve the purchase of these vehicles.
I will second that.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is engineering services for Old Glenwood Park Avenue one-way conversion. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Good morning. Last year, utilizing a grant from the Erie Metropolitan Planning Organization, Millcreek undertook a safety study of the intersections of Route 97 and 505 and Route 505, Young Road, Evans Road, and Glenwood Park Avenue. The study included a long-range recommendation to reconfigure roads and install a roundabout to increase safety for the traveling public, and the township will be working with the MPO to get that project listed on PennDOT's Transportation Improvement Program for future funding. The study also made near-term improvements the township could undertake to improve safety until the larger project could come to fruition. One of these near-term recommendations is to convert Old Glenwood Park Avenue to a one-way operation westbound from Route 505 for approximately 700 feet. This will serve to eliminate a conflict point at Route 505 with the Young Road intersection and reduce driver confusion. Planning and Development has contacted Whitman, Requart and Associates, known as WRA, to perform consulting services relative to the conversion. The traffic engineers at WRA are familiar with the project, having performed the safety study, and the scope of work includes providing recommendations to the township on the proper method to close one direction of travel and providing signage and pavement marking plans. WRA will perform this work for a lump sum cost of $8,100, which will be paid from Planning and Development's capital plan contingency fund. I would recommend that the board vote to hire WRA for this work at a lump sum cost of $8,100, and that you authorize the chair to sign a professional services agreement with WRA upon successful review by the township solicitor.
Thank you, Matt. Any comments or questions from the board?
I think just anyone who's traversed that intersection knows what a challenge it can be, and this is the first step in ensuring the continued safety of that intersection with some long-range plans. We've had some stakeholder meetings nearby, and I think this is a great first step to kind of reconfigure that intersection. It's long overdue there, so I'm definitely for this project.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would like to second what Mr. Bach has said. This is much needed. I have a question for you, Mr. Waldinger. How do we go about notifying the public of the closing, or I'm sorry, the one-way traffic of this road? What's the process? Maybe just so that everybody knows.
Yeah, obviously there will have to be a public education process. That is part of what WRA is going to deliver to us,
great.
how we can communicate that not only to people in general, but the people that use that intersection with variable message boards beforehand, making them aware. So they'll come up with an entire plan that we can implement in order to do that in the proper way.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the engineering services for Old Glenwood Park Avenue?
I make a motion to approve the engineering services.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
This is clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is the Erie Golf Course patio awning replacement. Mr. Bach?
I have a request from Ashley Marsteller, Parks and Rec. This is for the awning replacement at the Erie Golf Course patio. The awnings covering the outdoor patio area and service window at the Erie Golf Course are in need of replacement. The current awnings would be replaced with a 42 by 28 sunbrella canvas fabric patio awning and a 3x4 matching window awning. The existing support framework would continue to be utilized. Service of the awning, including annual setup, takedown, and winter storage, is also requested with this project. Quotes were obtained for this project and are attached. This project was accounted for in the Parks and Rec capital budget with $12,100 allocated for the awning replacement. 3 quotes were solicited. Jamestown, is it Jamestown Awning? They refused to provide a bid. Al's Awning submitted a bid of $10,850, and Erie Aluminum Products and Awning submitted a bid of $7,950. $26.21. It is a recommendation to retain the lowest bidder, Erie Aluminum Products, an awning to replace the golf course awning for the price of $7,926.21. Excuse me. I will make a motion for approval of this purchase of the awning replacement as presented.
Okay, is there a second?
Yes, a second.
Very good. Mr. Bach?
I will vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
I vote yes as well.
And I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
may I ask Ms. Marceller, when is the opening day, do we know, of the Erie Golf Course?
It would be weather dependent, but usually mid-April.
Oh, wow, okay, something to look forward to. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, can I make one correction?
Oh.
It's $7,956.
Oh, okay.
I apologize, yeah.
Okay.
So not $26, but $7,956.21.
Okay. Okay. $7,956.21.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good.
Next item on the agenda is a training assessment proposal. The township's undertaking a supervisory and managerial development program, and phase one of that is a needs assessment evaluation of the participants of that program. The assessment process is designed to maximize the engagement and support of participants by soliciting their involvement and input. Participants will be from the police, public works, administration, etc. They'll all take part in this program. It's my recommendation that we contract with J.L. Nick and Associates for the price of $3,500 for this phase of the training program. The cost will be shared from each department's training budget. Any comments or questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I guess I would like to commend you, Chairman Olet, for taking this on and doing all the research to make sure that all of our management has the training that they need in order to have a productive staff and increase our results. So I just want to say thank you and just make sure that you are given credit where credit is due for doing all of the research and this work with J.L. Nick. And thank you for bringing this to our staff.
You bet. Thank you, Mrs. Claire. Is there a motion to approve?
Yes, sorry, I'm doing something. I make a motion for the training assessment proposal.
And is there a second?
I'll second that, Dan.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is the waste and recycling collection bid results. Mr. Bach?
Thank you, Dan. As you know, the township's waste and recycling contract, I believe, expires March 31st or April 1st?
March 31st, yes.
March 31st of this year. 5-year contract that's set to expire, so we solicited bids for the new contract, and we did receive one bid. That was from Waste Management. That was the sole bid. And we are in the process of evaluating this bid internally with our public works or public service team and our legal team. We need some time to process the the bid that was received. So we'll be doing our work here at the township in the next couple weeks, and with a goal of announcing at our next meeting, which would be on March 22nd. Any other comments or questions on that?
None here. No, that all makes sense. Thank you, Mr. Bach.
Okay, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is number 7, new and amended ordinances under review. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, currently pending is the proposed zoning ordinance amendments. As indicated at the last meeting, the board authorized submission of the draft to the Millcreek Planning Commission and the Erie County Planning Department, which occurred on March 4th of 2022. It will be before the Planning Commission for hearing on April 5th of 2022, and it'll be back before the Board of Supervisors on April 19th of 2022. That's where we currently stand. And I believe the current draft and map and so forth are all available on the township's website. So if people want to review it, it's there to review, and I think we do have a red line that shows the changes made since the last time that was released, which was back, I think, in December of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Any comments from the board?
I guess I will say one thing if it's okay, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
On the website, they actually have created a place for comment. Is that correct?
Sorry, yes, that is correct. There is a
So-
place where you can submit comments.
We do encourage everyone to go to the Millcreek Township website, whether you are a property owner, resident, or stakeholder, and make comment so that we can, gather as much information as possible before we vote. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 2022-R9, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R20 and the Municipal Records Manual to approve proposed disposition of certain township records. So this month, we have MPD dash cam video to be deleted between March 9th and March 22nd of this year due to reaching the end of their required retention period. And some additional items, I will read them off. We have some records that will need to be destroyed. First item is industrial appraisal reevaluation reports between 1974 and 1985. Appraisals for Millcreek Township property, 1963 to 2013. Appraisal proposal from 1991. Miscellaneous correspondence for industrial appraisals, 1978 to 1999. Real estate transfer copies, 2021. Streetlight petitions that were not finalized, 1999 to 2018. Fire hydrant liens satisfied, 1961 to 2002. Streetlight liens satisfied, 2018 to 2020. Water line liens satisfied, 1994 to 2020. Water line fire hydrant assessment payment stubs, 1966 to 2006. And streetlight assessment payment stubs, 2017 through 2019. I think that completes the list.
I move to approve Resolution 2022-R-9.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is Resolution 2022-R10, a resolution of the Township of Millcreek, Erie County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the submission of an application for a statewide local share assessment grant and designated officials to execute grant documents and agreements, Parks and Recreation Department. So, Ashley. Thank you.
No problem. Good morning. So yes, I'm here to seek the approval of this resolution to allow us to submit an application for the statewide local share assessment grant and designating myself as the official to execute grant documents and agreements. The Parks and Recreation Department is seeking funding to undertake improvements throughout the township's park systems to decrease litter, increase proper recycling throughout our township parks, and to improve the overall aesthetic of our park system, to hopefully draw more visitors to our community. And we plan on doing this by replacing the current trash and recycling receptacles with new permanently installed receptacles throughout 20 of our different parks. The receptacles would be clearly labeled to hopefully reduce contamination and improve the township's recycling performance, and they also would be permanently installed on new concrete pads at all of their locations. So the grant request amount that I would be making, if approved, would be for the amount of $304,378.20. And again, this would also approve me to be the designated official with this grant application to execute all documents and agreements between the township and the Commonwealth Financing Authority.
Great.
Okay. Any comments from the board?
I would like to just make a comment. I want to thank you for taking part in applying for this local share opportunity. This is gaming money that is coming through the state, And a lot of municipalities are presenting or are filling out applications. It's not an easy process to do these grant applications. And thank you so much, Ashley, for thinking outside the box for this, or maybe we should say inside the trash can, inside the recycling can. I really think that the aesthetic is going to take all of our parks in Millcreek Township to a new level. I think that it would create that continuity, and again, it would just reinforce the recycling and trash that we need to, get out of our parks and into the receptacles. So thank you.
Sure, agreed, happy to do it.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Okay, is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2022 R10.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Resolution 2022 R11, a resolution of the Township of Millcreek, Erie County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the submission of an application for a statewide local share assessment grant and designating officials to execute the grant documents and agreements, Planning and Development Department. Mr. Waldinger.
Yes, thank you. Well, as Ashley put it so well, we are also seeking permission for the approval of this resolution. This would be for a project that we are calling Presque Isle District Pedestrian Improvements, West 6th Street. The resolution would authorize us to submit this grant application for the local share account, as well as designate myself and Township Engineer Ann Sokol as the signatories. The project that we are proposing would be to install sidewalks along both sides of West 6th Street from Pittsburgh Avenue to Peninsula Drive. This is currently the only uninterrupted stretch of sidewalk leading from the city of Erie into and up to Peninsula Drive. So installing those would give access to over 1,000 homes between Erie and Millcreek, just from West 8th to West 6th Street. It would give them access to Peninsula Drive and the peninsula where we are doing trail projects to hopefully connect to the multi-purpose trail. Looking at a larger scope, it would also connect those neighborhoods to a network of sidewalks and trails that go all the way through Frontier Park, down the Bayfront Parkway, and as far as Barron University through the Bayfront Trail system. So it is a rather large network that would be connected. So we are seeking a grant in the amount of $991,873. And so this resolution would authorize us to apply for that grant, as well as allow myself and Ann Sokol to sign for it.
Thank you, Matt. Any comments or questions from the board?
Matt, I have a quick question. When do you anticipate the awarding of these grants?
I think we've heard from the DCED there'll be sometime this fall would be awarded. So, hopefully both projects would be funded, but I wouldn't look for construction until sometime next year.
Okay, 2023 construction.
Yes.
Estimate. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, you're probably surprised. May I make a comment?
You may.
Mr. Waldinger, I just want to thank you so much for all of the work that you and Ann did on this application. I just am thanking everyone today. But I do know how difficult it has been. I think that this is just the first step in connecting Presque Isle to the city of Erie. And that entire Bayfront area, we finally are going to become one. And this is also a part of the Gateway, Presque Isle Gateway project as well. I mean, this is just one more step in that direction of creating that district. And I just applaud all of your efforts. And I know this was previous to me that you have had this vision, and I just want to applaud those efforts and say thank you. I think this could be transformative. This sidewalk could be transformative, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2022 R11?
So move?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bach.
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Resolution 2022 R12, resolution of the Township of Millcreek, Erie County, Pennsylvania, in support of the Fairview Fire and Rescue and Lakeshore Fire Department in their effort to create a more sustainable and effective emergency service partnership. Mr. Shaw.
Yes, Resolution 2022 R12 is a resolution supporting the efforts of the Fairview Fire and Rescue and the Lakeshore Fire Departments to merge and to, as a result, be able to provide more cost-effective and ultimately efficient services for both Fairview as well as a portion of Millcreek Township. The township has an agreement with Fairview Township with respect to the usage and reliance on Lakeshore Fire Department to provide fire services for the western portion of Millcreek Township. Although the Lakeshore is technically within the boundaries of Millcreek Township, it has historically served both Millcreek as well as a large portion of Fairview. So the purpose of this is to show the township's support for that, to further encourage the parties to proceed to merge.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Any questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Resolution 2022-R13, substantial amendment number 3 to Millcreek Township Fiscal Year 2020 Community Development Block Grant, Cdbg Annual Action Plan. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the third amendment to our fiscal year 2020 Community Development Block Grant Action Plan. And like the previous agreement, it makes changes to the distribution of the CARES Act funds that the township has received. The township had previously approved dispersing $393,543 to GCAC for an emergency mortgage, rent, and utility assistance program for Millcreek residents. No eligible families applied for the funds, and GCAC requested that the program be terminated. The township has received an application for Millcreek Paramedic Service for $164,121 to purchase 8 Lucas CPR devices for each of their ambulance rigs. The requested purchase is eligible for CARES Act funding according to the program guidelines, so I would recommend that the board approve this resolution detailing amendment number 3 to Millcreek's fiscal year 2020 annual action plan, which formally removes the monies from the GCAC program and utilizes $164,121 of the township's CARES Act funding for the Millcreek Paramedic Service Equipment Purchase Project.
Thank you, Matt. Any comments or questions from the board?
Matt, I have a quick comment. So the original allocation was the 393, and that wasn't dispersed at all.
Correct.
So what happens to the 230?
This is the second round of CARES Act funding that we received. There was some in the initial first round. Most of that has been distributed, but not all of it. We are continuing to seek applicable grantees that meet the requirements. The problem is that this program is very stringent, has very strict rules, and we haven't been able to find any. But we'd love to disperse this money if we can find projects that are eligible.
So we still have that pot of money in excess of the allocation.
Yeah, for now, we believe that it will sunset at some point, but we have not been able to ascertain exactly that date.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
Yeah, I just want to say this is quite a tool that the paramedic service will be able to utilize. I know it certainly will free up some personnel, and when you're able to have a couple extra hands working, on some of these critical patients, it's always worthwhile. So this is, I'm glad to see that monies can be spent in this fashion. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2022-R13.
Yep, I'll second that, Ken.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Nothing under Treasurer Communications. Hiring request, Public Service Recycling.
Want me to handle that, Dan?
Sure.
Okay, we have a request for a part-time equipment operator at our Mill Fair site. Daniel Dibble, equipment operator. Date of hire would be March 14th, which I believe is the opening day at Mill Fair, at a rate of $18 per hour. Daniel previously worked for PennDOT as a highway foreman. He has over 20 years' experience operating heavy equipment. I would like to make a motion to approve that hire.
I second.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is a request to fill a streets vacancy position. This will be due to a resignation. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion, Dan.
And I'll second.
All right. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is a request to fill an engineer vacancy in planning and development due to a resignation.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman, may I?
Yes.
I just would like to just mention and recognize Emma George, who is moving on to a new job with a better opportunity for her. While we are happy for Emma, we are very sad to be losing her at the township. I do feel it's a big loss for us. I just wanted to point out for any township employees that are here today, today is Emma's last day with us, so if you get a chance, stop by and wish her well.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks.
Yes, she definitely will be missed here. She brought a lot to our program. Next item would be a request to fill a dispatch vacancy due to a resignation. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
I'll second, Dan.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. And I think the last request here is a approval to fill a Parks and Recreation laborer position. This was a new position that was created in this year's budget. Will be for one full-time laborer.
I vote, or sorry, not voting yet. I make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Mr. Bach?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Now I'll vote yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. We have looks like a
Where's the chief today?
couple of training
He's
requests.
got a lot of requests.
Yeah.
There's an empty chair.
I volunteered
Is he on
to-
a special assignment?
Very special.
Okay.
It's really,
Understood.
yeah, I can't even tell you where he
Okay,
is. so.
secret stuff.
Okay, it's very
No problem.
secret.
No
It's very policey.
Okay.
Actually, yes, I did tell him that I would take care of this for him. Approval of some different trainings. The first training is for two, sorry, I lied. No, I didn't. Two patrol officers to attend vehicle code training March 14th and 15th. There's no cost for this training. Mr. Chairman, would you like me to do all the trainings and we vote for all of them at once?
I don't have any problem with that.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay. The second training is for 4 detectives. They're going to be doing a forensic training March 22nd and 23rd, and there is no cost for this training as well. That's at the Erie County Department of Public Safety. We also have 3 investigators to attend the basic criminal investigation training May 9th through May 13th, and there's no cost to this training. And then I believe this is the final one, is the approval of 8 officers to attend crisis negotiation training April 25th through the 29th. And this is something that we had a few years ago and we're happy to have again. It's sponsored and paid for by the FBI, so that is also very good. And then it looks like we have an approval for 3 officers to attend a vehicle equipment training, and there's no cost for that training as well. So there are no costs to any of these trainings, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Very good.
I'll make a motion to approve these training requests.
And I will second.
Thank you. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes, and I vote, sorry, yes. I vote yes.
I vote yes. Next item on the agenda is the Ikedo Annual Firefighters Conference Dinner, which will be Wednesday, March 30th at St. Francis. The cost is $30 per person, and typically, traditionally, the township has paid the cost for up to 8 firefighters to attend this dinner, held by the Association of Township Officials in Erie County. And plus, obviously the township supervisors are also invited and encouraged to attend. So I would like to make a motion that we approve up to covering the cost of up to 8 firefighters plus those supervisors and staff that would be interested in attending this event on March 30th. Is there a second?
Yes, I make a second, and I will be attending, Mr. Chairman. I can't wait. It's on my calendar.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Buck,
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear,
I vote yes as well.
and I vote yes. Executive sessions were held on February 24th and March 4th, 2022, to discuss various legal matters. Solicitor communications, Mr. Shaw.
Nothing on my end at this point.
Great. Okay, moving on to citizens to be heard. Anyone wish to address the board today? Okay. Okay, all right. Yeah. I think that'll just about cover everything here. I just wanted to make a comment. This past week, one of our former employees, Roseanne Eckerson, passed away. Roseanne was the face of Millcreek during the 80s and 90s, and I think she retired in 2004-ish, right? 25 years, I believe she worked here. And yeah, she definitely set the stage for a program that is certainly blossomed since she left. And, we have to credit Roseanne for starting that, the programming that everybody saw on the government channel, and everyone really got to know Roseanne. And obviously, she's been missed since she left, and just like to extend our sympathies to her family upon her passing. So I just wanted to say that to the group here.
Thank you, Dan.
All right.
Thank you, Dan.
Is there anything further? All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
All right, I will second that.
All right, we're adjourned at 10:10. Thank you, everyone.